Okay, today we're going to do Unit 4, Lesson 4, Part 1 of Addition and Subtraction of rational expressions. So the first one we're going to be doing is we're going to fill out this table. The first one is actually done for us. They broke it down, 24 and 30. They broke it down to the smallest fractions they could, and then they crossed off what was in common. And then what they have left over, they multiply. Okay, so we're going to do one that is a little bit more. And as you can see, we have x squared minus x minus 6, and then x squared minus 4. They already broke up the x squared minus 4 for us. And I'm actually going to just use the space in this box, and I'm going to rewrite. Let me get a different color. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to break this one down. I like using the diamond method. If you've never used the diamond method, I would actually go back and look at my lessons on IM2. You can always find me on YouTube, put my name in, Stacy Ford at Adelante. You can find it there. And I have a one on factoring. So what we're doing is the first number times the last number goes on top. The middle one goes on the bottom, and a B for bottom. And what we're doing is trying to figure out what two numbers multiply to get you the top number, but add up to get you the bottom. In this case, it's going to be 3 and 2. And we know one of them has to be negative because a negative times a positive will give me a negative 6. We just have to think about it. Is it going to be 3 minus 2 would give me negative 1? Or is it 2 minus 3? And it's actually that. Then we take the first variable. If there is a number with it, we would take that 2, put it over x, and then you read it from top to bottom. So here we would get x minus 3 and x plus 2. We look to see what we have in common on top and bottom, and we're going to cross those out. Okay. And our final answer, we can actually look right below it, x minus 3 and x minus 2, which is what we got. All right, so what we're going to do on this one, the next one, it's a little bit more. We're going to have to do a little bit more work. So we're going to draw our line all the way across. And I'm going to start with the top trinomial. And we get 1 times 15 goes on the top, 8 goes on the bottom. And the only numbers that actually multiply to give you 15 is 1 and 15, or 3 and 5. And we know 3 and 5 will add up to 8. Then we take that x, put it here, and we read it from top to bottom. So it's x plus 3 and x plus 5. Now the next one we're going to do is 1 times 18 and 9. And here we could go 1 times 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. I like to always take my first numbers, always go in order from 1 to the largest, because this is the one everybody seems to forget 1 times its number. Since the top and bottom are both positive, the two sides have to be positive, and we can see that 3 and 6 both multiply to give you 18, but add up to 9. Put a variable, read it from top to bottom, x plus 3 and x plus 6. And it doesn't matter which one goes first. Cross off what we have in common, and you can see we have the right answer at the end. Okay, so this is going to be practicing what we've done in the past. Probably remember this one when we're going to say write expression as an equivalent form by dividing the numerator by the denominator. Okay, so we're going to take our x plus 2, and we're going to divide x squared plus 5x plus 7 and x goes into x squared. We need another x to do it. So x times x gives me x squared. X times 2 gives me 2x. And we are subtracting. So x minus x squared goes away. 5x minus 2x gives us 3x. Bring down the next number. X goes into 3x 3 times, and we multiply it. 3x plus 6, and we know we're subtracting. So 3x minus 3x is gone, and 7 minus 6 is 1. And we're writing our remainder as a fraction. Okay, I'm going to do it again. We have x plus 3, and then x squared plus 2x plus 5. X goes into x squared. We need 2 x's, so x times x plus 3x. We're going to subtract. The x squareds go away. 2 minus 3, we get negative 1x. Bring down the 5. And we're going to minus 1 because x going into negative 1. X minus 3. We're going to subtract. So negative 1 minus a negative 1. It's crossing out because it's negative 1 plus 1. And then 5 minus a negative 3 gives us 8. So 8 over x plus 3. Okay, now we're going to practice doing these. So first thing we always want to look for is, do we have the same denominator? In our first one, we do have the same denominator. So all we have to do is write it one time. So v squared plus 4v minus 5. Didn't need to write that line that's long. There we go. And now all we have to do is add like terms. So v plus another v will give us 2v. And a 1 plus a negative 3 will give me negative 2. We're going to now simplify it. So the 2v minus 2, I can divide both of those numbers by 2. And I get. Now again, I'm going to have to do the diamond. I know the only way it could be 1 and 5. I have to have a negative, and it's going to be 1. The bottom number is always going to be the same as the biggest number. So we have that. Put v on top and read it from top to bottom. We can cross off, and our answer is going to be just 2 over v plus 5. All right, next one, we can see they definitely do not have the same denominator. So we have to multiply each side by the opposite denominator. So this side we're going to multiply by x plus 2. And this side we're going to multiply by 3. So that at the end, we're going to have the same denominator. And here we're going to go, I'm going to multiply the 6 to everything there. So 6x plus 12 plus 3 times 5 gives me 15. And I can combine 6x plus 27 over 3 plus x plus 2. I can simplify the 6x plus 27. I can divide both sides by 6. Whoops, not 6. We can divide both sides by 3. And so we're going to get 2x plus 9 over 3x plus 2. We can cross off the 3's, and we have our answer going to be 2x plus 9 over x plus 2. All right, let's go on to the next one. So now we have subtraction. If you notice, our two denominators are exactly the same. So we can actually put it together. And we're going to subtract. So m minus m just goes away. Or if you want to, you could go like this, m plus 3 minus the m minus 6. Change the subtraction to addition, but everything in the second parentheses changes signs. Sometimes that's a lot easier for students. And then m minus m, they're going to cross off. 3 plus 6 gives us 9 over 4. And I'm just going to simplify this one. We can divide both sides by 4. We're going to get m plus 6. And we can't simplify anything, so there is our answer. Next one is definitely not the same denominator. So we're going to multiply this side by n minus 1 and the left by n minus 2. And I'm going to multiply both of those. Just going to go ahead and write n minus 1 and n minus 2. So 2 times n is 2n minus 2 times 2 is 4. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And since it is a positive, we're going to go plus 3n times n is 3n squared minus 3n. Going to then simplify it. We're going to bring the largest exponent in front, 3n squared. 2n minus 3n gives us negative 1n. And then we have minus 4, n minus 1, and n minus 2. Okay, and then we want to see if we can simplify the 3n squared minus 1n minus 4. So we get negative 12, negative 1. The nice thing with it being 1 means the two numbers are next to each other, so like 3 and 4. Since the bottom is negative, the larger number gets the negative. And we get n plus 3, n minus 4 over n minus 1, n minus 2. And we don't have anything to cross out, so that is our answer. And that is the lesson. The next one will be multiplying and dividing.